Right, hello everyone. Just doing a quick live stream today. I know there's no one watching, but hopefully some of you guys will watch later on. So just an update on what's going on. Yesterday, me and Alan went and done some actual fishing yesterday at Kingston. While I was waiting for him, I went down to the place where I actually lost my magnet a couple of weeks ago. I tried to recover it, but I couldn't. But as I was leaving, I saw three guys coming down in canoes. So I ran back where my magnet was and called the guys over and asked if they could try to recover it. And luckily enough, they got my magnet back for me. So thanks to those guys, one particular guy who was able to recover my magnet, I was able to bring that home yesterday. Now, as I say, we was doing the Thames. We did do River Thames yesterday, and didn't really catch much. There were people fishing there, and there's one guy that I actually knew anyway, apart from Alan. And I asked him what was going on. He said, "Well, they are catching, but not regular kind of thing, just like on and off kind of thing." But there was been like a couple of carp, bream, eels, and I think he mentioned a pike was caught as well during the last day or two. So they were actually biting, but I didn't really catch much myself. I only caught one perch and one roach. One perch and one baby bream I caught. Alan caught two perches and one roach. I'm not sure when he's uploading his video, but he will upload it. Now, you don't actually see me catching the baby bream because my camera wasn't turned on. I thought it was turned on, but it wasn't. But Alan does actually have it on his video. But he doesn't have the one where I caught the perch because he actually left around about 4 o'clock. And I stayed on for an extra hour. Right, So yesterday, done about 5 hours fishing, caught a couple of fish. Not brilliant, but it was a good day out. I got my magnet back, thankfully. Caught a couple of fish. And I now know that, the Thames can be very rough at times. The current was pulling our float all the way down, stream kind of thing. So there was quite a heavy current going along the Thames yesterday. I'm not going to make a big deal going over the Thames all the time. I will continue doing my local fishing lakes, Mitcham, Seven Island, One Island. Might even try Buddhist Lake as well one time. I know it's the furthest one away on Mitcham Common, but I have seen people fish there. So I might go and try that over there sometime. And I'll still probably do Clapham Common. And I'm going to be doing some River Wandle fishing as well. I was going to go out and do an overnight tonight, but I'm not going to today because it's too late for one thing, yeah. And I had to go and do some shopping. And that shopping was because I needed some particular supplies for something I'm going to be doing later on. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. Now, I was going to go, as I wasn't going to go today and do an overnight at Clapham, I was thinking about doing tomorrow, but I'm not going to go and do an overnight this week. I've got other things I'm going to be doing. Tomorrow, I'll probably go and do a little bit of fishing on the River Wandle. And then Sunday, I'm thinking about going out and doing some milk detecting over one of the parts of the common, which is more open. There's hardly any trees or any kind of like bushes. There is a couple of bit, trees and rugged area, but there is a very big open field not far from Bedmington tram stop, which I may go over and see if there's any kind of like scrap lead I can try to uncover. Because I want to start doing my own leads, my own fishing weight leads. Now, the reason why I went out today was to buy some baking trays, like the little cake baking trays. Let me just go and get them and I'll show you. So what I've been out and done today was buying some bits and pieces. I bought two ladles. They were £1 each. Little saucepan, £1. These were from the 99p store, or the £1 store, I should say. And I bought two of these, which was also £1 each. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with them in a minute. It's not for cooking. Well, it is, but not for cooking as in eating. This one I bought for £2.50 at Pakistani store. And these were all in Streatham. And for the same price, if I'd known, I'd have got another one of these, because that's £2.50 at Tesco's. Now that one has 6 and that one has 12. But these are more deeper than these are. You can see the difference. They are a lot more deeper, as you can see. So, and these ones are like that size. Now, the reason why I bought these is because I want to make my own fishing weights. Now, I've actually ordered a fishing weight mold, and I think it does 4 molds, four actual floats, not floats, 4 weights on the mold. Let me just check. Now I'm going to give you the prices. You know, and I was actually helped with some of this stuff as well, by the way. Not from you guys donating. This is out of my pocket and my family's pocket. The molds, you get 4 fishing weight molds on one mold, so you can actually cast 4 weights on one mold, and you get the little brass pins with it. That was £20, and I've ordered 1.8 kilo of scrap leg gold ingots, 99%. Yeah, 99% proof, or whatever it is, gold of lead ingots. There is a scrap dealer around near me, and I just went round there early this morning before I went to get these, and it was shut. So I got the number and I rang him up and I asked if he sells, like, you know, scrap metal, and he said no. I said, oh, okay, do you know where I can get some lead, because I want to make some fishing leads? So he goes, well, how much do you need? And I said, probably about a couple of kilos. So he's told me to go around there tomorrow and he'll see what he can do for me. So, you know, if I can get some off him, then I can start learning how to, like, at least melt the lead and make ingots. Because this is what these are going to be for, ingots. I'm going to make my own little ingots. Hello, Jackie Leslie, B3 Relics. So, yeah, you know, like, I'm going to have to learn how to, like, melt the lead to make ingots first, and then I'm going to actually start making my own fishing leads. Now, although I've ordered the actual fishing lead mold, which I think is like steel, so that costs like £20, and I've ordered the actual 1.8 kilo of 99% pure lead. Now, it's not going to be here until next week, right? But how am I going to melt it? That's the point. How is I going to melt it? Well, I've got a cooker. Of course, I've got a cooker. I could, like, use this, put it on my cooker, and, you know, melt the lead in the saucepan on the cooker. But I really wanted to get myself one of those camping stoves. And funny enough, right, I don't know if, you know, God's looking down on me or something here. You know, I was looking on the way home, I was looking up on Amazon at these cooking stoves, yeah, and I was trying to put it as, like, add to my list so I can check them out later when I got home. And as soon as I got home, my sister rang me And she goes, "Oh, we've been watching one of your videos. It half made me and Mum laugh." She goes, "We thought we'd treat you." Now, they was actually going to buy me a poncho and a backpack. Well, I said, "Well, I've just ordered a new backpack, 50-litre one, really cheap. You know, I ordered the camo one, and it was like £11 something." And I'm going to show you the backpack I ordered, guys, because it is really, really cheap. Let me just... So I don't know this actually, what's the name. So I ordered this backpack the other day, and it's supposed to be here Wednesday. But I got a message from the seller saying, "Oh, I'm very sorry, but the camo one's sold out. So we can either refund you, or would you be willing to take the black one?" Because I had the camo one. There are two different kind of camo ones and a black one. Now it seems like they completely run out of the camo ones. If they've still got that listed, then I'm going to actually complain about it. No, they've actually have taken them off. So they said, you know, we can send you the black one if you want. So I said, yeah, all right, just send me the black one, because I do need a backpack. You know, my backpack's like the zip's busted on it and little holes are appearing down at the bottom. So I do need another backpack. And this one looks kind of like really cool. So I don't know if that link's going to work. Let me just check. Yeah, if you go to like color, all right, well, you can actually see there's 3 backpacks there. Yeah, the one I'm getting is the 50-litre black one. That's going to be here hopefully next week as well. All right. So you know, I am actually getting some new stuff, and I'll probably do some reviews on the backpack, seeing, you know, if it's any good or whatever. You know, kind of how many pockets, how many kind of like compartments and that kind of stuff. I will probably do some reviews. And let's say, like, I was sitting here looking at the gas burners, and my sister rang me and she goes, "Oh, you know, we're looking at your video," and me and Mum was laughing. She goes, "We thought we'd treat you." I thought, she goes, "Yeah, we're going to buy you a backpack." And I said, "Well, I don't need one. I've ordered one now." "Oh, okay. What about a poncho?" "I don't really need ponchos. I've got a weatherproof coat." "Well, what if we send you some money?" I said, "Well, at the moment, I'm looking at these gas stoves on Amazon right now, yeah? That's what I want to get next. And the reason why I want to get that is not because I'm going to cook, you know, when I go out fishing. I want to make my own fishing weights. And to do that, you know, I think a gas stove would probably be a lot better for me to use to like melt down lead in a saucepan than actually kind of like use my cooker. Because then I can do all this stuff outside, you know, and I'll be a bit more prepared, you know. But that's the gas stove that I've ordered. Now, it's a gas stove. I did see one at the camping store over at Kingston a few weeks ago. I think it was around about £12–15 with 4 gas cylinders. But this one is actually £22 with 12 gas cylinders. Now, I'm always kind of been a bit kind of over conscious on gas cylinders, you know, because like now, you know, with the better technology, you know, they do make them a lot more safe. But I was talking to one of the guys over Clapham Common a few weeks ago, actually, and he actually had one of those kind of gas cylinders, gas cookers. I said, "Well, how do you know when the gas is coming out and when it isn't coming out?" And he goes, "Well, look, you put the gas cylinder in, yeah, you lock it into place, and as you lock it in, it pops like inside of like a little ball thing, like a special cap, and then just like push the igniter, because it's got like a built-in igniter, and it's turn on the gas. And when you turn off the gas, all you got to do is like switch it off, and that's it, done." Because it's with the technology in there, you know, once you turn it off, it's got like a release thing. So when you turn the gas off, it releases the ball bearing or the cap or whatever's inside the gas. It actually stops the gas coming out. I said, so if I take the gas cylinder out after using it, it's not going to carry on, like, you know, with the gas leaking out. He goes, no, because it's got, you know, a special thing on it that stops the gas coming out. You know, you got to have it on. And if you have the gas still plugged in on the actual gas cylinder, on the gas cooker, when you turn it off, it automatically shuts off the gas. It's, you know, 100% safe. So otherwise, you know, why would I be using them? So I thought, you know, because I was actually going to get one of those single ring gas burners, which you've got like those little dome things, but I think they are still kind of like, you know, I still have like those weird kind of like thoughts that, you know, no my luck, it'll probably blow up in my face or something, you know. I mean, I need another drink. So I thought, hell, you know, you can only live once. You might as well buy one and just fucking, you know, try it out. So, you know, I've got my ladles, I've got my tins, I've got my little saucepan. I have got a bigger saucepan if I need one, but I ain't going to be making too many lead weights at the moment because I need to like experiment. I want to try to also make my own kind of molds. I've been watching a lot of videos on this certain kind of like side of YouTube where people make their own fishing molds. But it's like kind of that polyurethane kind of like stuff that they use, and I don't know, you know, I've still got to find a way of actually like checking out how they buy it, where they buy it, what the proper name is, and what kind of quantities you need to make an actual like mold out of. Because I thought, like, you know, when you melt the lead, wouldn't the lead actually melt the actual mold itself? But no, it doesn't. The mold actually hardens to like a plaster, you know, not the plaster that they put on when you break your hand or arm, leg, or whatever. Yeah, it hardens it. That's so hard that, you know, it's kind of very difficult for it to melt. And, you know, lead, when you melt it, when you pour it in, it starts cooling down straight away. And, you know, once you actually made a fishing weight, it's like about a minute, less than a minute, while it actually cools down really quick and rapidly. And, you know, you can actually take out in a mold within like a minute and a half. But you shouldn't really touch it because it's still bloody hot. And I've been going, you know, I've been looking at videos on like safety precautions. Like, you know, some people say that you need a gas mask. Some say you don't need a mask. You know, it depends on how much gas and how much lead you're going to actually be using. You know, if you're going to be making a big quantity, you need like a proper, like gas mask kind of thing, facial mask. But if you're going to do it outside, which I will do, doing mine outside, you know, I'm not going to be doing it inside. I should be okay. You know, I bought some gloves as well, gardening gloves. They should be okay. Because they say, like, when you actually melt the lead, it's still, you know, as long as it's on the actual heat, it stays melted. But as soon as you start pouring it into the mold, it really cools down really, really quickly. I think that lead actually melts at 700 degrees, I think they said on a couple of videos. Some said 700, some said like 750, another one says 789. And I know that there are different types of lead out there as well. You know, you've got the soft lead, you've got the hard lead, and you've got the medium side lead, you know, kind of thing. So what kind of lead I'm getting from eBay, I don't know. And I don't know if I'm actually going to get any lead tomorrow. But if I do, I'm hoping it's going to be, you know, lead that I can melt down kind of easily. So I did say to the guy, well, I just want some lead to, like, you know, melt down, make some fishing weights. And as soon as I said that, he goes, oh, right, we'll pop round tomorrow, but be around there before 1 o'clock. Like, that's what time I finish. So, yeah, I'm going to go around there tomorrow. And funny enough, some of the guys around here who are also fishermen, but I've never been out with any of them fishing, they know the guy. And I said, well, go around there and ask him. You know, I'm pretty sure he'll help you out. And I said, well, I did ring him. And he goes, well, actually, we know him. So, you know, just say, like, you know, we sent you around as well. So, you know, and if he turns around and says, well, I'll just say, well, the guys around where I live know you. And I said that, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't help me out. but I don't know how much he's going to charge me for the lead. I don't really want to get too much. I want to get a small amount at first because it's more of going to be like trial and error kind of thing. A bit like my fishing boardies when I make those, it's like trial and error. And like with the lead, if I screw up any of them in mold, when I put them in the molds and they don't come out right, all I've got to do is like take them out and remelt them again and just carry on until I've actually got them right. And once I've actually made enough of myself, then if I feel like I've accomplished something and it's getting, pretty good, then I might start sending a few to some of the guys over the common, see if they need any. And I might even stick some on eBay at a later date if I can, like, maybe mass produce them. But I don't know about that yet. It's just something that I'll probably just do my own stuff for now, to be honest with you. I might think about it, towards the end of the year if I want to make, God knows how many. Because the thing is, it's hard to find lead, especially non-toxic lead as well. Because we all know, lead is kind of toxic. Oh yeah. You'll definitely get enough heat from the camping stove because I've seen people using camping stoves. No, those small ones like the little Bunsen burner ones. People have been using those, and that's just running under a gas cylinder, isn't it? So yeah, people are actually using that, and I can still take that with me. When I go fishing and boil, saucepan of water and make myself a cup of coffee or some noodles or something. If I need to take it with me. So it ain't going to be used, completely just for melting down, lead. It's going to be used for camping as well sometimes. So, it's going to be used for both. So, I ain't got no worries about that. It comes in its own plastic case, the only thing is, like, got to carry around, like, containers of fucking gas all the time, And you pierce one of those, and you go somewhere near a heat source, kaboom, it's going to blow you half apart, ain't it, really, I suppose. But that's really the only thing I don't like about, working with gas, because you never know when a gas cylinder might leak out, and one naked flame, you got an explosion and seriously cause serious harm to you. And I've always had that kind of like phobia about like mucking around with gas. Even when I moved in here, I could have had a gas cooker, but I said no, I don't want a gas cooker. I want an electric cooker. No, the gas heating I've had disconnected for years. No, as you know, I don't have no heating. I have to like use a little fan heater to keep warm in at winter times. I can't have gas because of my asthma. But if I'm going to be using like a little Bunsen burner kind of thing, a little gas stove outside, then it ain't going to worry me so much about my asthma. But since I had my gas electric disconnected, my asthma has actually kind of like got kind of like decelerated. I don't have to use my pump as much as I used to, which sounds a bit weird because people say, well, even if you've got a gas cooker, you can't smell gas. No, but the gas is still burning, isn't it? Because you see that flame in the actual boiler, heater. That's still burning gas, isn't it? And that's that was actually affecting my actual asthma. So I still got the boiler there, but I don't use it because I had my gas disconnected. So people keep ringing me up saying, "Oh, would you like to have a new gas cooker?" Even the what's the name? The L&Q sent a letter around. No. It wasn't the L&Q. Well, it's one of the partnerships of L&Q. They sent me a letter saying, "Oh, we're going to redo your boiler. You need it done by law." And it's like a cold call they done, really, in one way. And I thought, why do they need to do it? Like, surely they must know I ain't got gas. So I rang them up and said, "Look, I don't need one. I don't use gas." "Oh, well, what about if you need one later? No, I won't need one later. So I'm going to try and get my doctor to rewrite my letter so I can give it to my landlord and get him to actually convert the gas boiler into an electric boiler because I can't use gas to my asthma. I said I did have a letter, but I went and lost it and I can't remember what I done with it. So I've got to get my doctor to reprint that letter and redate it, to like the recent date. But the thing is, I can't get no fucking appointment with the doctors. I went round there today, right? Well, I went round a couple of days to make a new prescription for like, antidepressant tablets, yeah? And they said, well, come round Friday. Well, I went round there on the way home from shopping and they said, oh, it's already been transferred over to the chemist. Just go around the chemist and they should have it done. So I said, okay. So have you got any doctor's appointments? Because I still need a hand review. Because I've not had a hand review yet and I still keep getting pains in my right hand. No, sorry, love, there's nothing available. You'll have to come around Monday or ring up Monday. Because, we're always busy. I mean, it's only a small, practitioner, but you can never get an appointment now. Never. And I don't want to be going down the hospital and asking them, just give me an x-ray or like get some kind of like therapist doctor, just to like check out my hand when, like that spot could be used for someone who's got more of an important medical condition than me, kind of thing. Because like my hand, my two fingers are still giving me pain every now and then. Especially when I'm going out shopping and I'm carrying bags of shopping. I can't carry a proper bag. My bag, I went shopping yesterday, right, because I had to get cat litter. Now, cat litter, I buy one of those big 10-kilo ones, yeah. I can't carry that. I had to use one of those old lady shopping trolleys. And I put it in there with some of the shopping. But I had no room for all my shopping, so like I had to carry 2 bags of shopping. And I couldn't hold it with my right hand. I was pulling the trolley behind me with my left hand with one of the bags of shopping, and the other bag, which was more lighter, I was holding the bag with my 3 fingers. I couldn't grab it with the 5 fingers because it's still putting pressure on these 2 fingers and it's giving me too much pain. So, and when was that? September, October, when I broke my hand. And I still keep getting pains with it. So, lucky Lidl's is only like a 10-minute walk. Well, it's 5-minute walk, but I'll take 10 minutes. So I don't like rushing myself. But, I had to like carry one of the bags and holding my 3 fingers and not my 5 fingers. So, no, I can't get doctor's appointments around here. It's so difficult. And when you do go in there, you only get like 10 minutes to explain what's going on. You can only talk about 2 things. Like if I had like 5 illnesses, I can only talk about the 2 main ones. So, bit of a pain really. But anyway, not here to talk about doctors. So what I'm going to be doing this week is I'm not going to go and do an overnight camping session until probably next weekend. I might do one. But I am going to be going out tomorrow and probably doing like a little session over the River Wandle for a few hours. Because I've still got, bait left over. Sunday, I'm going to go and do some milk detecting in a location I noticed I'm going to actually find some lead. So I do remember when I was in a particular location, I found this great big chunk of lead and it's really heavy. And I thought, well, I ain't going to put that in my bag. And I just ditched it. And I wish I never fucking ditched it now because, like, I could have brought it home and, I could have stored it and used it, kind of thing. But you don't think about those things, Oh, what do I want with a chunk of lead, Don't need that. Just throw it back on the ground, kind of thing. We bury it. So I don't know. I know the area, but I don't know what part of the area I kind of like dumped it. But if there's one chunk of lead, there's going to be more chunks of lead because if you think about it, in the old days, 1940s and before then, a lot of roofing, house roofing, had lead in it, didn't it? Now, all around this area, it completely got bombed, obliterated. So you're going to have scattered bits of lead everywhere. So I'm going to go over to a location on Sunday with my metal detector and see if I can find some lead. Now, the only thing is, I was just watching a video a little while ago, and the guy was given a whole, well, not a truckload, but like several £100 of scrap metal. Now, he thought it was all lead, but it wasn't. It was lead and zinc. Now, zinc does burn quick like lead does, but lead, he said, was burning at 725, while zinc burned at 800 degrees. And you had to like kind of sort it out. Now, you can't really make fishing weights out of zinc, because I think zinc is more toxic than lead is. I'm not saying lead is toxic and it does damage to fish, because if it was that bad, they wouldn't be selling like leads anymore. Like lead weights to do fishing. There is lead out there that is still a bit toxic, I suppose, in one way, but there are chemicals that you can use to get rid of that toxic stuff out of the lead and make it just pure lead. And I believe the lead I'm buying off eBay is like 100% pure lead and not toxic. But I think some of the old like housing, the old housing slates, the lead slates used to be kind of a little bit toxic. The lead sheets on churches used to be a little bit toxic as well. But you can burn those toxics off as well by using other bits of I think someone said about putting like baking soda and what else was it? Soap and some other kind of like stuff you can put in to burn away those toxic fumes from when you actually melt in the lead. I'm still looking on YouTube about different types of lead on there. So I did watch one guy who had like kilos of lead, and he actually melted it all down into and made ingots, baking trays and molds you can buy on eBay. And he made a hell of a lot of like ingots, man. He had a truckload of fucking like ingots practically. Where he melted it down, him and his mate, hundreds of pounds worth, not in money, but £100 of weight. And he said, if you look at it, there's 3 different types of lead there. One is a like purplish tint on it. Another one of it's like a blue tint, and one didn't have no tint at all. So there are different kind of like lead out there. You got hard lead, soft lead. You got the head that sometimes gives you like that toxic. And that's the reason why now I think with fishing, the big industries have to make sure that the lead that they make on fishing weights isn't toxic. It's got to be toxic-free leads. And, people selling stuff on eBay, especially, like ingots of like lead, has got to make sure it's toxic-free, because otherwise they can be struck off eBay and banned from eBay for selling toxic lead, kind of thing. But I think, lead got more cleaner over time, last 20, 30 years. So, and people can't turn around and say, oh, look, he's throwing lead in the water. That's killing fish. No, it's not killing fish. Because you think about it, look how many rivers and lakes are covered with polluted stuff, all right? You've got iron, you've got steel, you've got aluminium, you've got lead, you've got different types of iron, you've got cast iron. I wouldn't like to say, there's so much kind of like rubbish people throw in, lakes and rivers nowadays. That's why I go out and do magnet fishing, try and clear some of that crap out of like the rivers, because some of those metals do give off like different types of like toxic and acids, and it does kill the river. And where people turn around and say, hey, You shouldn't be doing magnet fishing because you're, like, going to leave it there and, like, kind of like just walk off and, there's going to be a pile of junk there. Well, not many people do that, If I pull out a load of stuff here, at least I'll try and get the council or, park ranger or someone notified that I've done it, and hopefully they can get rid of it. Because I can't be putting it, in my bag and carrying like tons and tons of like fucking scrap metal over me. If I had a garage and I was able to like, have a proper like furnace and melt everything down, I'll be fucking quite rich. I could be going out, well, not so much milk detecting, but magnet fishing and pulling out so much junk and bringing it home and like melting it down. I could be, I'll be kind of like well off, I reckon. But because I don't have a garage and I can't do that, it's impossible for me to bring stuff home. If I find something of interest, like then yeah, I'll bring it home. But like horseshoes, and I found a portal from an old boat. One of those metal rings. I found those. I found, God knows how many knife, forks, and spoons. From different kind of like parts of the years. What else have I found? I have found some fishing tackle as well. And I've just gone through some of the junking on the actual balcony, which I've still got. And, faucets, I found like 3 pairs of faucets, and weren't long ago until I actually bought a pair. If I'd gone out there, I would have realised that I had 3 pairs of faucets. Kind of a little bit rusty, but, I've put it in some soapy water with some vinegar in to help, to like get some of that rust off. All I need to do is stick some WD-40 on them, and I've got like 4 pairs of like fucking what's the names then? A spoon which I've dug out, one of the old spoons. So I've been needing that to scoop off the scum, the waste, of the lead which I can't use. But I've been, I've been watching a lot of videos on like, recovering and melting down lead. And there's one guy who does so much stuff with like lead, steel, iron, aluminium. He just like melts it down into ingots, then he makes like unusual things out of them, like swords from games, and like aluminium guns, and things that you can't really use as a proper weapon, but he makes some really interesting things out of them. And people just sometimes just melt them down into ingots and sell the ingots, kind of thing. So like if I had enough lead to make like 500 of these, I could like sell them on eBay to people who actually wants lead ingots, and that's all I'm going to be doing is like lead. So I don't have a furnace to like melt down iron and steel, and aluminium ain't so bad. I think that's probably about 900 degrees, I think, but you would need like something similar to a furnace and some other equipment, because you got to heat it to a certain amount before it starts melting. But yeah, I've been watching a load of YouTube videos over the last few days, or last few weeks actually, on how to like melt certain metals down. And at the moment, I'm interested in just like melting down lead. But the problem is, lead is bloody hard to find. You can find people selling it on eBay. You might be able to go to a scrap dealer and he might sell you lead, but why would scrap dealers sell you, scrap metal when they can be selling it to like a refinery or someone that can use it to like put it into car batteries, because car batteries have lead in it. Anything with lead in it, scrap dealers are going to sell their scrap to the highest price, but you might get one or two who might sell it to someone like me cheap, because I can't get rid of it, because like they just don't have enough to make the trip to sell it to another scrap dealer or a refinery or somewhere. So I've said to my sister and my mum, like, thanks for buying that gas cooker for me, because I can use that for 2 things melting down lead and to actually cook or make boil water and make coffee or whatever over there. Because over the Clapham Common, a cup of coffee is like £1. Yeah, a pound now for a cup of coffee, and it's only like one of those plastic fucking polystyrene cups. I did have a flask, but my bag fell on the bus last week, and the thermal inside it smashed. So I had to throw the thermal glass away. I was actually looking about buying another thermal flask, but now I've got the gas cooker. I can take that with me. Take this, cut a box of water, just boil the water up and make me coffee, make me soup, make me noodles or whatever, kind of thing. It's more stuff to carry, which is going to be a bit of a fucking pain, but at least I'll be a bit more comfortable. But my mum said, whatever you do not use that gas cooker in the tent. Do not use it in the tent, which I won't use in the tent anyway. Some people use it in fishing tents, but they've got like really big bivvies. I'm not going to use it in a little fucking like small tent that I've got, which only barely puts me, gets my feet kind of like, well, even when I'm laying down, my feet are like sinking up a little bit. But that's the next thing I need to get is a proper bivvy. But you're talking about £100 for a decent one. So that's another thing I need to buy maybe later. But I might, before I get that, I'll probably try to buy some more molds and make some more kind of like different type of fishing weights. And once I know how I'm doing it and got used to doing it, and I feel like that my fishing weights are like kind of perfect, then I might start making quite a few and knocking them off either on eBay or taking them over to Common and selling them to the local fishermen and see if they want to buy any. Because on eBay, I think like one fishing weight is like $1.99 each. Now, if I was to like make them, I'll probably do like 5 for a $5 or something, but I don't know yet. I'm not saying I'm going to start selling them till I need to know how to make them first. If I was to sell them, it won't be until like towards the end of the year or beginning next year. So I'd have to like stockpile, like the lead and make a hell of a lot of weights before I even decide to even sell them. So it ain't worth me selling them and keep making them for myself when I've sold them. If someone turned around and said, hey, over the Common, I showed them that I made them, and they said, hey, that looks cool, can you make us some? Then yeah, I'll probably do them. And charge them for like £1 each or something for them. But the thing is, I need to find out where to get lead from. And there ain't many places to get lead, as I say, like the 1.8 kilo, which I've ordered on eBay, is like £6 including postage. Now, I don't know how many weights I could make out 1.8 kilo. Let's say I was to make 100, yeah, you've got to like deduct that from the cost and calculate it, on how much you've paid out of buying the lead, any kind of like delivery charges it's cost you, the use of the cooker, towards the cost of the cooker, the cost of the gas, and all that kind of stuff, So, no, I can't be selling like lead weights, next to nothing if I'm not going to be making anything back. It's not so much making a profit, but you need to like sell enough to actually make back what you've already spent on. It's like if you go and buy a car for like £500 second hand, you're not going to get £500 back on that second hand car. Even if you spent like £500 on like cost, fuel, travelling around, your MOT, tax, insurance, all that kind of stuff, you ain't going to get all that money back. So, you'll probably like get half of it back if that, So if you bought a car for 500 and you've used it for like 3 or 4 months, and then you decide that you want to sell it to get another one, you ain't going to get your £500 back. No way. You might be lucky to get like 200-300 quid for it, So you're losing all the time. So you've got to like kind of like spend that as I was told, you need to spend to make money, and if you don't spend, you ain't going to make money, are you? But I'm not here to make money. I want to be here to help people. It's like, with my fishing floats, I gave Alan some of my fishing floats, what I made last year, free. But yeah, as I say, like tomorrow I'll probably go down the River Wandle for a couple of hours. I'll do some fishing down there. Sunday I'll probably go and do some milk detecting. Let me just get this fucking cat some biscuits. You're getting a pain in the arse again, you are. Yeah, shit arse. Yeah, I also bought these, right? This was only £1. And these are like these little mould things, yeah? Now, I was thinking, like, because these are plastic, a lot of moulds are kind of plastic. And if you pour lead into these, it's not going to melt it. It won't melt it. Not that I don't think it would melt it. So I have seen people make similar things to this. But I would have to make some kind of like wooden structure with sand, special kind of like sand, where you'd have to compact it at the back, and you're making into two pieces, and I'd have to like cut into here and have like a hole so you can pour the lead in, it runs down, and it'll cover and make like round kind of like balls. But the thing is, I don't think it's going to work. I might be able to like, see, these have got holes in one side but not on the other side, so I might be able to just like cut smaller holes into here and put like these not today, no. Oh, sorry about that. It's a Chinese girl customer. Always want to know if a parcel has been delivered. So yeah, like I could probably like make something and make these holes bigger, and then pour lead into these that way. But I'd have to like kind of like make it like a little kind of wooden kind of box thing, and then like get some sand so it's like sturdy inside, and then pour it in that way, I suppose. But I don't know, might be an idea maybe later. So they come with these little straw things. They ain't gonna be no good. So yeah, like me gas cooker won't be until next week. My moulds won't be until next week, and my other item won't be until next week. Yeah, my lead, my gas cooker, and lead, gas cooker, and my lead mould won't be until like next Wednesday, Thursday. But if I can get some lead off the guy tomorrow, I'll come home and I'll melt some on the cooker. Use that little saucepan, melt it down, and start making some ingots ready. Oh, fuck off. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Talking about boilies, I was going to make some more boilies as well. I was going to make some chocolate and strawberry. So I found in one of the stores, I think it's like I don't know if it's a cake or the ice cream strawberry liquid stuff you squeeze on. I think it's more for cakes actually. But I was thinking about making some strawberry and chocolate boilies one day. But I've got other flavours I want to be making as well. And already one of my drawers in the fridge, my new fridge freezer is nearly filled up with boilies. So I need to get rid of some before I make some more first. Did take some boilies with me yesterday actually and threw like a handful in, but didn't catch an ink on the leisure. So but yeah, the old River Thames wasn't too bad. Let's say like the only downer with the Thames is that the current's a bit too fast. And you've got those tall boats that come past every so often. And when they come past, it disturbs the water so much, like, these waves come, and like, these waves are there for like 2 or 3 minutes before the water starts settling down. And not only that, the fucking swans keep coming up and pestering you, pecking your bloody float and trying to like grab your bait when you're casting, right pain in the arse yesterday. But we did catch a few. We did catch a couple of fish each yesterday. But I don't think I'll be making it, constant kind of thing. I'll probably stay local, like Clapham and Mitcham. I wouldn't mind going to Wandsworth or Tooting, but for Tooting, Wandsworth, and Battersea, you need another permit, and that permit's £100 for the year, and I'm not paying that for that, no way. I just paid like £36 for me bloody, not £36, £26 for me Clapham Common one, And I've only been fishing on one lake. They've got 3 lakes, but you can only fish on 2 because one of them is like one where they actually like keep certain carp. None of them transfer them from one lake to another lake when they need to. It's more like a stock pond. But you have got like 2 other lakes. One is smaller than the other one. And I've only been fishing on the bigger lake at the moment. So yeah, like then they'll probably be the only ones I'll be doing, like those 2 lakes over Clapham. I might go and just do like the small lake for a day as well. Try that because I haven't tried that for quite a while. And do like the Mitcham lakes. You got 3 lakes in Mitcham. You got the 7 islands. You got the 1 island, and you got Bidders Pond. And let's say the River Wandle, that runs for 8 miles. So I've got 8 miles of the River Wandle. There's certain parts I can't fish there because you have to have a permit on certain parts. Now I did try to speak to the River Wandle Facebook page, asking them how to obtain one, but they've not got back to me. So if I'm fishing on a part and they come up to me and say, "Where's your permit?" I say, "Well, I tried contacting you. You haven't told me where I can and can't fish. Can't turn around and confiscate my gear because I have got a fishing license. So you never told me where I can and can't fucking fish, kind of thing." So yeah, you'll probably see some fishing videos on me doing the River Wandle soon. I'll have to text Anthony and see if he's going to do any Wandle fishing because I know he's been doing a little bit of fishing on the Wandle. And he hasn't contacted me. But I did see his mate Ian up at Kingston yesterday. And he told me he's been doing, like, Anthony's been doing the River Wandle. So, there might be a time that I might get him to meet up with him again. Now Anthony's that one, the biker guy. But what I was going to say, if anyone's in the UK and they've got any scrap lead, they want to, just because they don't need it and they want to donate to me, let us know, please. I'll possibly pay the cost of the postage, but if you want to give that, any free lead to us, I'll be grateful because then I can make some fishing leads out of it. Because, say fishing leads ain't bloody cheap nowadays. If I do fishing lead, just looking on eBay yesterday, Why did that not work? Because I didn't spell fishing right. It still ain't coming out. Why is it not coming up? Let's do fishing weights. Yeah, like, you know, there's one guy selling just one fishing weight, I think. Yeah, one weight at 1 ounce, £2.95 each. There's 10 2-ounce ones for £5.50. So, you know, and that's free postage. So, you know, you can get weights on there cheap enough, you know, because there are a lot of people selling them quite cheap. Because I suppose it's down to like, you know, the competition on eBay, I suppose. You know, there's one here selling split shot weights was £1.75. You know, if I can find a way of making my own split shot, I'd probably like to do that as well, because the ones I get completely crap. I also want to like try to find. There's certain sands you can actually buy to actually put on your lead weight as well to smooth it down, make it like a nice kind of like glassy kind of finishing. Probably like look into that later, so you know, in the future. But for now, it's just going to be plain lead weights. Because like, you know, a lot of people do lose lead weights. I reckon some of these lakes have got hundreds and hundreds of lead weights, you know, in those rivers and lakes. And there is no real way of actually going around scanning from, you know, even a metal detector. Unless you got an underwater metal detector, then yeah, you can probably go around and pick them up, you know, kind of thing. No problem that way. But a magnet won't pick them up unless the actual clip is like iron or steel. Then it'll probably detect the iron or steel bit of like that clip, class clip kind of thing. And you might find them that way. Now, I did find one yesterday, actually, funny enough, as we were going to go to the actual wooden pier where we fished, which was kind of like, you know, surprised to find. And on the way back, on the way home, I found like a little spinner. Now, there are different types of fishing. You know, you've got your sea fishing, you've got your leisure fishing, you've got your float fishing, you've got your spinner fishing, you've got your fly fishing. You've got so many types of fishing. But mostly you do need lead weights. And I say, you know, although some of them are cheap, you know, well, what, you know, if you're saying that you can buy like 10 lead weights for like £5.50, why make your own? Well, easy, because you can get lead, you know, really cheap from like a scrap dealer, or get it given to you. You know, all you need is your bloody gas cooker, or you know, you can just use your normal electric cooker and melt the lead down. You know, you can probably make your own like what are they called? What are they fucking called? Molds. You can make your own molds. I've seen a lot of people make their own molds, but I've actually bought myself a proper mold. So yeah, like, you know, if you've got a mold or you made a mold and you got a lot of free lead given to you, then you're saving money all the time, aren't you? You only make money out of it as well, if you're lucky enough. So there's like 5 2-ounce leads, £4.75. 10-pack weights, different sizes from £8.49 to £10.95. You know, why spend money on lead weights when you can probably make your own lead weights? If you can get either next to nothing free lead or very, very cheap lead from a scrap dealer. I know someone actually did mention car wheels have lead on them, and there was a car tyre shop ran near me So I'm going to have a look on on YouTube to see, about car wheels, to see if they do have lead, and if so, I'm going to go around there and see if they got any spare wheels I can probably buy off them at a cheap price and like cut them down and melt them. Well, anyway, I'm going to go. Cheers for watching. That's the update anyway. Keep an eye out. Probably be one tomorrow night with me on the River Wandle, maybe. And then there might be one Sunday night of me doing some milk detecting, looking for some scrap lead over on the common. And once I get my gear, you'll probably see me doing videos of me doing some melting the lead and making my own fishing weights. So yeah, there's going to be more videos coming up. I'll probably start doing my other channel, paranormal channel, starting next weekend, by the way, next Sunday onwards. It'll only be probably 1 or 2 a week, but at least we'll start getting onto it again. So, keep an eye on that channel as well, yeah? Right, so cheers for watching. Catch you later. I'm gone.